video is a very quick sew-along tutorial how to make a clutch handbag to match one of your evening dresses. This is Tania Sutherland. Today is a very quick video showing you a little sew along on how to make a clutch handbag to match one of your evening dresses for any of those special occasions that you're going to, that you absolutely feel that you are well put together with a matching garment as well as your handbag. So this is the fabric that I've used to make the garment out of, which is basically like a lycra, which has got a foil embossed print on top. This one is a jersey cloth. This is also a lycra with a foil. So to make it stiff, I've used this actual stiffener, which is not an iron-on stiffener, but you can use for bags. So I've got a bit of a decorative type of zip so that the teeth, it's not a hard metal, it's plastic with a little bit of metallic shine to it. I'm using some webbing on the sides with the chain link. So it's just basic webbing. So what I've done here is I basically have pinned the webbing on either side with the little chain link. I've pinned the zip down, the zip's facing on the right side of the fabric. So in other words, this is what you will be doing, is you're going to pin the zip on the right side, facing the right side of the fabric. You're going to stitch it down. Then you're going to stitch the opposite side of your bag along the zip area. You're going to stitch it down, and then you're going to have something like that. And you'll do exactly the same to the lining. So I've also cut out lining for the little bags. So once you've done your front, your front and your back of the bag like this, you can basically take your lining and stitch the lining onto the one side of the front, pin it and stitch it down. Then that would come over, looking like that. And then you take the other lining, you'll pin it onto the opposite side, stitch along there, and then when you open it, the zip will be sandwiched inside the lining. Okay, so I'm taking it to the machine. I'm going to show you step by step. Alright, so the first step would be is to add your little bands, which I've just put one of the chain links at the end of it. And I measured this 8 centimeters and 8 centimeters for the while, folded in half and pinned it down. Here is my fabric with my stiffener in the back. It hasn't been stitched down yet together, and it's not an iron-on. So I've pinned the zip, which is now the right side of the zip is attaching the right side of the garment. So I'm using a shorter zip, which is only 20 centimeters. You can use a longer zip, but I'm using what my client had bought me to make some little clutch bags to go with her garments. She is one of my students that I've helped to start her own business, and she has her own online collection which she sells on Zando, and it is called CURVY Fab. Okay, so you're first going to pin the zip down, and then the next step would be to change to your zip foot. So you can stitch either very close to your zip, or you can actually keep a couple of millimeters, like a half a centimeter, away from the zip teeth, because maybe you want the teeth to show out as a decorative feature. or you can stitch it on first, and if you find that it's still too far away from the zip, you can go in a second time to actually make it closer. If you like this kind of content that I'm sharing with you, how about giving me some love and maybe a thumbs up, a share, and press that subscribe button down there. going to struggle to get into your bag and to unpick an opening to get into, open up your zipper. Here's the label. Alright, so you just take the inside of the lining. Tuck the seam allowance in and give it a top stitch. Alright, because the zip's a bit short over here, I'm just going to do basically an edge stitch, stitching both sides of the bag together to keep it closed. If you decide how long you want your chain to be, this is just going to be a bag that you're going to basically be over your forearm, not over the shoulder. It is supposed to be more of an evening bag. Alright, so you decide how long you want to make your chain. As I said, mine is going to be over the forearm. So I've measured my chain. So I've got some jewelry pliers that I use, and I've got an old pliers that I've always had in my sewing kit. So you just open up the one side of your chain link, hook it onto where you've got your welt and your one link that you can link the rest of the chain to it. You need to close the opening of the chain link. Make sure the chain is not twisted. So the dresses that you see in this video, it is part of my sewing collection patterns. It's called Jet, and Maureen happens to be one of my plus size models in collaboration with me, who I also helped to start up her own collection. She's one of my ex-students who attended and participated in one of my courses, which is called Stitching to Riches, to help you have clarity to start up your own sewing or fashion business.